So, what are some words that you used to define depression?
Anxious.
Okay.
Worried. Can be even sad.
Okay. And so, was it that...
What would you describe it?
I think the same things.
Okay.
Yeah, anxiety, yeah, all of that. But was it that, okay, in your day and age, it's still your day and age, but before, was it that it wasn't heard about? Or was it that it was heard about, but it wasn't spoken about?
No. When I was growing up, I don't think we ever knew what depression was.
Okay.
I'm not sure. I mean, people would have had it, I'm sure, but nobody knew. People just lived a life. You know, it could have come out in a different way, right? It wouldn't have been interpreted as depression. It would have been interpreted as something else. I don't know. Maybe mental health would go into an asylum. I really don't know, but nobody knew what depression was.
Was there mental ill health ever spoken about in any sense? It doesn't have to be depression in any sense at all.
No. That wasn't anything big at all. I think basically mental ill health would be referred to as something that people would not want to show. In the past, it was like not a slur, but then it was like a black mark. You know, to have somebody who's mentally sick, like it would be interpreted as being mad.
Yeah, so that is my question. Why is it that depression? I mean, we are going to get into it in a bit. As
I'm
someone
not
who
going
has...
to get depression. I'm fine.
We're going to get into the story
with the subject
of depression in a bit, and your story
Right.
about depression.
Okay.
But why is it that depression was equated to like going mad? Because even now,
No. That you got to understand that today people know about depression because they're exposed to it. There's so much available on the internet.
So it wasn't the case before?
No, not at all.
Okay.
And today you are at you know, it's at your fingertips. You can just type in something and you can read all about it. Those days it was not the case. I mean, in the past, in the years gone by, even channeling of doctors wasn't as frequent as this. So the doctor-patient relationship was a distant thing. So there were a lot of communication issues. There were a lot of issues of the connection. So it was unknown. People are not educated. So they started interpreting it differently.
Okay. So, but then now, right? It is heard about. It is spoken about.
Very much.
Right. But why are people still in denial about it, do you think? I mean, don't you agree that...
No, that's an interesting point. People see, I personally feel any sickness, whether it is depression or any sickness, it's a very private thing.
Any sickness?
Yeah, it's a private
Any
thing.
sickness?
Yes, it's a
Or
private
is it mental ill health that you're strictly referring?
No, I mean any kind of sickness, any kind of ill health, whether it is mental or physical, it's a very private thing. People don't want to talk about it.
But don't you think there's more stigma attached to mental ill health?
Yeah, I think so.
Because I feel that still the stigma is, if you have depression, for example, don't talk about it. Because people will think you're crazy. People will think you're mad. Because these are things that I've heard.
I'm not sure whether that's the general rule now with depression. People are far more open to it. People are willing to talk about it. People go out and get consultation, so that means they're quite open. They go and meet doctors.
Right.
They consult. They make appointments. So that means they're quite open about it.
Okay, but then wouldn't you agree? Because I have my friends, right, who refuse to acknowledge that they have depression or that they have depression.
It could be the individual, Rebecca. It's the individual.
Yeah, so why do you think that is?
It's just how that person is made. Now, I don't want to tell the world when I was depressed, when I had depression, I don't want to tell the world that I had. That was something that my family and I knew. And I was taking medication for that. I don't have to announce it. I don't have to broadcast it.
Okay. So this is what I have observed, right? And this is something interestingly that I read somewhere and that was told to me as well. People who need therapy, for example, are not the ones who go to therapy. It's the victims of those who need therapy that go to therapy.
Yeah, I think you're right. I think, not 100%, but I think a high percentage of victims go.
Yeah, so my question is, why is it that people who, realize that, for example, right, I had a friend who said to me, I had depression. But then when I asked the question of, okay, but then what are you doing about it? It stops there. Like, they don't do anything about it. And they feel like, and there's this almost mentality of, oh, okay, somehow it's a flex. Somehow it's like a big deal. It's something to boast, not to boast about really, but it's as though, I don't need to talk to someone. I don't want to talk to someone, but I do feel that you're doing more damage than good, not just to yourself, but it's almost a responsibility that you owe to others to go and get the help that you need.
No, first and foremost, I feel talking through experience. I'm not an expert. I'm not qualified to speak in terms of the real qualified situation. I'm just talking through my experience. First and foremost, I don't think I knew I had depression. That's the biggest problem.
Okay.
The person carrying that problem is not aware of what exactly the problem is and what the gravity of it. To that person, it's a perfectly natural behavior, and it's a natural behavior to a given problem, natural reaction to a given problem.
So would you say?
No, wait, I'm not finished.
Okay.
So it's how a person with depression and a perfectly normal person reacts to a problem. If both parties or both persons are faced with the same problem, it's how the reaction happens. So obviously the person with the mental issue or the depression issue would react differently. So, but in the eyes, what I felt when I reacted like that, when I went through that problem, I felt it's perfectly natural. It's a normal thing. And I mean, crying, being anxious, getting angry. When I was going through depression, I felt it's just part of the game.
And it was different to how you would have responded earlier?
I suppose so. But then I wouldn't know that because I got into this situation because I faced that problem. So
Right,
I would know how I would react if I was in a normal situation. Okay. So I don't know. But I feel that's the biggest problem. So that's why, so they are not aware, most people are not aware that they have this problem. So I feel that's why they don't want to talk about it mostly. Right. And they don't want to even seek medical.
But what if someone is aware of their situation?
Then I think they should obviously, in the best interest of that person, best interest of that person's family,
exactly.
Look for help,
yeah.
And get out of it. Because it doesn't cure on its own, it just gets worse. I mean, even now I have scars of depression. I still have scars of what I picked up. I don't have depression, but the scars remain. Certain, what should I say? Certain characteristics of that time still kind of, just ghosts me.
Okay. So I'm just gonna ask you something. It might be personal, it might be not. But what do you?
If it is personal, I won't tell you.
Okay. What do you think your journey or your experience with depression did to your family? Like, what kind of impact?
Did terrible things.
Okay.
That's all. I mean, did terrible things.
How do you think we felt towards you?
I think you felt terrible towards me.
Okay.
And I'm not. I don't think. I won't blame you for that because I acted in the most weird way. I just completely blocked myself from the rest of the world. I didn't want to talk. I would be very, very much of a silent person. Wouldn't open up, wouldn't want to discuss anything, wouldn't be interested in anything of the family, wouldn't be interested in anything of what the others do. Because I was kind of, caught up in my own world of the problem.
Yeah.
So it was all a case of thinking and wanting to come out of it. So when you have depression and more you think about the problem without being treated, you obviously start thinking in a weird way. You don't have proper sense in your thinking. So you'll always think differently, think weirdly, think wrong, and it will just aggravate.
Yeah.
So it just had a massive impact on not just the children, on me, my wife, my mother, on everybody, my office. I mean, it was just a horrible thing.
I mean, to be fair though, even though you think that it might have been, like we might have been feeling indifferently towards you in that sense.
No, I don't say that. I just feel that you would have been very upset with me.
Upset, that's the thing. Not upset with you.
No,
personally me.
Yeah, I mean, maybe me or maybe what I was going through.
We were upset for you. At least I was upset for you, and we wanted you to be able to come out of it.
Yeah, of course. It was only prayer and prayer alone that got me out.